We're now going to talk to Mr. Aizaz Dar from Pakistan's Center for Philanthropy. Thank you for joining us. Well, I'd like to talk to you about, I suppose, corporate social responsibility and how it links in with corporate governance. Increasingly, there is a trend amongst organizations, and because of the pressure they feel, to become good corporate citizens. And part of that is donating money to various causes, etc. Can you firstly tell me how your organization fits into this CSR agenda?
Well, first of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me here and providing me with an opportunity to share our views on corporate social responsibility and corporate philanthropy within the ambit of corporate governance. I represent Pakistan Center for Philanthropy. This is an organization which is not very old. It was established in 2001, and this is probably the only organization in the country which emanated out of original research. Our board comprises of one-third members. We have a 21-member board. One-third members are from development sector and civil society sector. One-third members are from the corporate sector, and one-third members are eminent citizens. Our organization is led by Ms. Shahnaz Wazirli, and on our board, people like Dr. Shamt Qasim Lakha, Shoaib Sultan Khan, chairman of Shell, chairman of Engro, chairman of different corporations are there. The vision and mission of our organization, these are the two important statements which are close to our heart. Our vision statement says that the three sectors of society, the government, the business sector, and the civil society sector, work in a strengthened partnership for social development.
How does being, I suppose, a good corporate citizen and what your organization is doing, how do the two fit together? And what are the advantages for organizations, whether they are actually donators of money or recipients, for having good systems of corporate governance?
Here I would like to mention another program of ours, and that actually relates to our mission. Our mission says that we are here to promote philanthropy, both in terms of volume and effectiveness, and for social investing and social development. When we tried to do that, we thought that first of all we should conduct some research on both the sides. One, the grant giver, and the other, the grant seekers. So we started conducting corporate philanthropy research in Pakistan, and we are probably the first organization in the country who actually tried to look at the volume and patterns and trends of giving.
So you're talking about the large companies, the public listed companies, and only 18% are actually documenting the, I suppose, their policies when it comes to donating money.
Exactly. And we also share this view, and we endorse this view that not only the corporate sector, which is into the grant making, under CSR more and more companies are now involved into giving, but they need to formalize it and institutionalize it. And this is very much part of the good corporate governance. And there are codes by SECP in Karachi Stock Exchange, and in 1999 UN Secretary General Kofi Annan actually spoke of Global Compact, which also stresses this point, the good corporate governance. And part of good corporate governance is obviously having formalized policies, institutionalized policies based on international best practice. So we promote these international best practice not only on the giving side, the corporate side, but on the recipient side, the NGO side.
Yeah, let's talk about the recipients, I suppose. If I were donating money, or an organization that's donating money, you want to make sure that it's used effectively, efficiently, and so on. So what do you do in terms of providing some assurance in regards to that?
Yes, that's a very relevant question, and it relates to our work as well. I was mentioning that as part of our mission, when we saw that we have to promote philanthropy, but we saw that biggest hurdle in promotion of philanthropy was the element of trust, the lack of trust and credibility in the NGO sector in Pakistan. Not only the corporate givers, but the international donors, the government, and even our diaspora community also said, 90% of them said that they don't trust the NGO sector in Pakistan. And when we conducted a bit of research and we saw certain models which are prevalent around the globe, like for instance we studied the US model, the Australian model, the UK model, and in regional context we studied the Philippines model. And I'm glad to share this information with you that Pakistan is the second country in Asia which has developed the certification system for non-profit organizations. And Philippines was the first country where this kind of system is going on for the last 8 years, and Pakistan Center for Philanthropy is implementing the system for the last 3 years. As in the corporate sector, there is ISO certification which gives assurance of quality and good governance. Likewise, our certification addresses this issue of good governance in the NGO sector.
So I suppose from an NGO's point of view, which is seeking funding, it's having good governance systems, good processes, etc., is a way of attracting a greater amount of funding. Similarly, the companies that are donating money, they can be more comfortable with where the money is going and how it's going to be utilized. So it's a win-win if both people are following the right processes.
Yes, of course. Like the giving company obviously feels comfortable while giving money, and the recipient organization, which is an NGO or a non-profit organization, I mean, they can utilize the funds effectively and efficiently. And that is how we try to promote that companies should, departure from the traditional giving pattern of only checkbook philanthropy. Rather, internationally now the terms like philanthrocapitalism are in vogue, and we now call ourselves as philanthropy promoters, like philanthrocrats or social entrepreneurs or philanthropologists. And that is how I think it is going to contribute to more giving and more social justice.
Mr. Aizaz Dar, thank you very much for being on the Corporate Governance Program. Well, that's about it for this week's program. I hope you found it informative. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. And we'd like to thank you once again for being with us, and our special thanks to the International Finance Corporation, IFC, for their support of this program and for bringing the message of good governance to Pakistan. This is Amir Qureshi. We look forward to having you with us next week. Until then, take care.